Well, hello. Welcome back to Neptune Fish Tarot. My name is Alicia. So today we're going to be doing a reading for this 1111 portal, right? So I kind of posed a question to the universe to give us some insight, right? Like, what is the energy of this 1111 portal? What do we need to know about this portal? What is the energy behind it? What is the guidance for it? Like, what is it about this time that the universe wants us to have guidance about, to move forward with, right? So that's what I asked, and I'm using these decks that you see in front of you for the 4 oracles. Also using the Cyril Marchetti deck, tarot deck, what is it? The Tarot of Dreams, okay, for the tarot message. So stick with me. I'm going to get through this intro, and then we'll get into each sign, and we'll see what the guidance is specifically for you at this time. So the 3 cards that popped out, I guess we'll start here with the tarot, is the 9 of Wands, the Devil, and the Wheel of Fortune. So we do see this warrior, right? And this is the moon in Sagittarius, it says. And we see this guy, and he's sitting on the bottom of the steps. And we know that Sagittarius is a very spiritual sign. It's ruled by the planet Jupiter. And this guy's been on a really long journey, right? And this is a very deep emotional journey, right? For all of us at this time. And we're, wherever we find ourselves on it, we're in a pause, and we are in a place where, maybe even a stopping point. I almost get this feeling like we don't, we're not sure how to proceed forward. We're a little bit tired, right? 9 of Wands, it's like this guarded energy, this looking away from the path. Where do I go from here? That sort of a feeling. And this kind of moves into the Devil, right? And so the Devil does talk about sort of like old primitive energies, right? This talks about all of the things in our life that sort of keep us chained and bound, right, to this. It's old energy, it's old patterns, it's old cycles. It's like things that we want to break out of. This character in the cage, right? The door's open, we can leave it, but for whatever reason, it's like with this wands, it's like we've been battling against these things, and it's like beating your head against a wall, and it just doesn't seem to budge. It doesn't seem to move, right? And you just want to get out. You just want to get out. This could be the people, and it's reflected, right, by the people, places, and things. I was going to say this could be the people, but I mean, really, it's kind of an inside job. It's like whatever is going on inside of you, inside of your thought life, inside of your emotions, inside of your, whatever it is, your energy pattern, I guess, it will be reflected back to you very simply, right? So the situations that you find yourself in are going to inform you about where it is you are on this journey, and you may be very aware. You may be very aware about what you want to overcome, like these old devils, right? These old thoughts, these old this old pain. It's very painful, right? It's not light, it's quite heavy. But, the good news is that we have the Wheel of Fortune. And I feel like, so what? The wheel, again, this is Jupiter. This is destiny. This is the destiny of life. And we're at this really specific moment in time, this 11/11, right? Where we are introspecting, and we are taking a pause and a moment, because the wheel is always turning. The universe is always giving us this constant opportunity to sort of take a step onto this wheel so that the next revelation can come, the next scene can unfold, the next circumstance can enter into your life to reflect to you, to give you an opportunity to make a choice, right? To continue to battle against these old patterns, these old themes. And, that's why we're here. This is why we're alive. And so it's really just about reframing. In a lot of ways, it's about reframing how we see these doubles, right? It's being willing to persist, right? With that Nine of Wands, to face the adversity, to wake up each day. And, it's that whole thing with, being grateful, having gratitude that you have another day to pursue life, right? In spite of difficulties, in spite of heavy energies. It's about transforming your mind, to think differently about the situation, and to move in a positive direction, because life is expanding. It's constantly expanding, and it's constantly changing. And the thing is that you get to decide, right, where you go. You are the one who's in control of this boat, okay? The fact of the matter is that, yes, life is to a degree, it is reflecting back to you different challenges and different celebrations and everything in between, right? All of the experience of life is a reflection back to you, but the wheel allows you to understand that how you move forward in it, on a day-to-day basis, really, it just is one step at a time. This is an unfolding. It's not like the wheel turns and, you're catapulted into a new dimension, like instantaneously. Not at all. This is an unfolding. This is part of the journey. This is, one thing. Whatever you project out into the field, right, it comes back to you. It informs your next decision or your next action that you take, the next step that you take. So you take it, right? So, and that can be inaction, right? With this 9, you can sit and you can wait, and that's fine. Life will wait for you, right? Like, if you just sit inside of a cage, right, and you don't move, and that's certainly a decision and a choice for us all to make. And also, there's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes we do need to sit still for a minute to regroup and reevaluate, no doubt about it. But when you do decide to take a step in some form of a direction, like whatever that is, the universe is going to respond to that. And so as you pick up momentum, right? You pick up speed with this wheel, you begin to take a series of steps. Well, then you have momentum, then you have a pattern, then you have something that you are projecting out into your field, that it's like the more you put into it, the more energy you direct at it with focus, intention, and just energy, right? The more energy that you focus towards a thing, one particular thing, the greater the momentum, the greater the speed that's going to pick up, right? And so I feel like this is talking about, with this devil energy right in the center, like there's just something about this portal that, like, it's like it becomes very clear to you, like this is what I want to focus on. This is what I want to leave this prison. I want to leave this camp. Like, I'm done with this old energy. And it's like you taking responsibility, right, for the trajectory of your life. I mean, let's be honest. No one else can live your life for you. No one else can decide for you. You know, there are people and distractions and things all around you. that you participate in every single day, all day long. But ultimately, any changes that are made to those are all up to you. They're always all up to you. And even when it seems like it's not up to you, it's up to you. Like, even if, I always think of the story of, who was that senator from Arizona? John McCain. Did y'all hear that, his prisoner of war story, his POW story? I always think about that. And I think about how he told it that, for years he was kept captive. And this really, really, like most of us, that's a real test. Most of us would not emerge on the other side of that. But in spite of the conditions where he was kept and how he was treated, the desolation, the isolation, the pure torture that he experienced, how he chose to respond and the way that he used his mind to overcome that circumstance, right? To persist through that, dark challenge. Dark, devastating condition that he found himself in. And yet he was able to determine through his own positive thinking, right, that he could overcome the situation. And in fact, he did. And in fact, he did emerge into the light as he was purged through the darkness. So there's something to be learned from all of our sisters and brothers, who are walking in this life through. Sometimes it's about gaining a new perspective, right? We think, oh, well, my circumstance is different. Like other people don't have to deal with what I'm dealing with. True. People don't have to deal what we're dealing with. Every single one of us has a unique perspective, a unique circumstance. And frankly, the way that I understand it is, a unique mission. Like, we're all here to experience different things by design, that's how I understand it. Like, we come in with a mission, with a plan, with something specifically, uniquely ours that we're here to experience and that we're here to transmute. These devils are universal, and then they're also unique. But it's how we respond to that and the decisions that we make as we, move forward, right? That's how our wheel turns. That's how our life unfolds. At the bottom of the deck, we had these 4 cards: the Ten of Swords, the Fool, the King of Cups, and the Sun. And I love that. It's like the message is quite clear. Ten of Swords really is this sort of end of the line. It's like you really understanding that, there is a pattern. There is a devil here, okay? There's a pattern in our thought life. There is an old pattern of thought that keeps our mind reeling. It's very, it's negative, right? A lot of it are subconscious beliefs. A lot of it are conscious beliefs. It's that monkey mind. It's that chatter, that mental chatter that goes on and on and on all day long that keeps us circling around the same old crap. And here I love that we have the Fool, because there is an opportunity at this time for you to leap off the edge into this uncharted territory, into this new place where there is, with Uranus, right? And this is Uranus, where you get the sudden urge, the sudden inspiration, to take a leap of faith. Like, it's really just making a decision in your mind that you're not going to do what you've done in the past. Like, it really is a choice, that, and one that can be made at any moment, right? But what better time than when the energy is as auspicious, say that 3 times fast, as it is right now. Because then we go into the King of Cups. This is a maturity. This is a maturity in your emotional stability and the foundations. It's like you emerging, right, out of this watery space of emotion, and understanding that you have to bring all of the depths, okay, all of the learning, right, and the emotions into a higher elevated emotional space. You have to bring all of this emotion and apply it to your physical reality, right? Kings are very they're very emotional. They're very mature, right? They've been on the path for a while, right? They've lived life for a while. They've seen enough, they've experienced enough, and now they kind of know better. They know better what the pitfalls, tend to get back into those old patterns, or to stay stuck in that old thing. They understand that life is a journey, and that we're afforded opportunities all the time, right? It's what are we going to do with those opportunities, and what are we going to do with that knowing when it becomes known to us and it becomes clear to us. This is an opportunity with the sun for real illumination. The energy right now, it gives you a vitality, it gives you a hope, it gives you a vision and a dream, right? There's something in the dreams of this King of Cups that you may be ready to step into. It's a brand new vision. It's enlightenment. And I think that's the whole thing with the 1111 portal, is it is a point of enlightenment, right? However you define that for you, it'll be different for every single person. And then I asked for the oracle cards, and we got retrograde review. And let's just do them one at a time. So this is from the Astro Oracle, right? Whenever we get into retrograde season, and this has nothing to do with retrograde season, actually, we're kind of actually out of it already, but what I'm getting from this card is that it's time to review. And I feel like this is what he's doing right here in this Nine of Wands. Like, it's time to review. Like, what do we need to make changes in, right? Like, what is life presenting to us that's not working, right? And what are we willing to do differently moving forward to make our lives move forward? And right next door to that, we have this guidance card, and this is from the Lemurian Star Child Oracle. I love this deck. It's absolutely magical. It's fantastic. And we got guidance, inner compass, support, and trusting your guidance. And the fact of the matter is that you do have guidance that's inside of you. It's like you're getting messages, you're being bombarded with messages all day long. It's like you know the difference between what's right and wrong for you in your life. You know what you're in resonance with and what you're not. You know when a situation arises. You have like an inner knowing, an inner guidance that, whether we follow our own inner compass, now that's debatable, of course, right? But you know that you have that guidance, and you know that, again, there's this taking responsibility for our own decisions, right? It's about understanding our own power to overcome obstacles, is how I feel about this. And also there's this element of faith. It's like really trusting the universe, right? That like you are being supported, by a spiritual team, your spiritual team. And the truth of the matter is that they're never going to steer you wrong. Everyone here is being guided towards the light, towards their highest evolution. We're all here for a mission that we signed up for. And our guides, they're here because of one reason and one reason only. That's to see us succeed. Period. No one in the universe wants to see you fail. Right? And so you can trust that guidance. And that's the thing. I feel like that's part of the message. It's like, are you going to trust your own guidance? Because you can, right? And there's a little bit of a test of faith there. And then we had from Alana Fairchild's Lightworker Oracle, guidance and empowerment for those who love the light. I like that. We had card 41, Spiritual Decree. And I feel like this is about, it's almost like affirmations. It's like intentions. It's like telling the universe, like, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go, right? I want to get out of old devil energy and I want to get into something bigger and better for myself. I have a vision for myself. So it's like stating your intentions to the universe, right? It's like, this is what I want. And I feel like that's the first step. I feel like that's the first step in it. I'm actually going to look in the book and see if there's anything else here that could help us. Let me get to card 41. It says, you've been wondering what will happen next in your life, not realizing how much power you have to decide that for yourself. What do you wish to have happen next? Are you willing to use your divine birthrights of free will, voice, and empowerment to set the cosmic wheels in motion? If your answer is yes, then it is time to speak your truth to the universe. Decree it and you shall be it. It's powerful, you guys. It's really powerful. And then finally from Metatron, we had Cosmos. The cosmos mirrors you. And this is really the one that I want to read, because I love this. First of all, I love this Amanda Ellis Archangel Metatron deck. Like, I love it. And because I do always invite Metatron to come into our readings, to sort of guide us. And so I want to hear what he has to say on the topic. So we're going to go into the book. What you feel as random, chaotic, and disjointed in your world is a result of your scattered thoughts, words, and feelings that you've sent out into the greater universe, either consciously or unconsciously. Okay, yeah, I mean, that kind of goes really well with the card next door, right? It's like putting out your intentions. No one sets out to ask for problems or difficulty, and yet what we think, speak, and project is so powerful right now. You're reminded today of how powerful your words are. The sacred geometric shape of the dodecahedron, perfectly balanced and proportioned, symbolizes the need for reasoned, wise, and well-intentioned words and thoughts that are also focused. You're in a state of regular communication with the universe. It listens and responds to what you emit and sound out constantly. If you've been projecting that life is hard, unfair, or difficult, the universe is going to give you more. If, on the other hand, you speak of abundance, laughter, and wonder, that too will be made manifest. Think carefully about the programming that's inside of you. Does it serve you well today, or is it full of past disappointments or hurts, creating an expectation of a repeat performance? Changing scripts within you starting to become conscious through affirmations, there it is, and positivity, and surrounding yourself with high vibrations are important to you right now. The universe wants to support you and bring to you what you wish, but it does so based on the quality of your vibration or stance. If you ask for abundance but don't really expect it, the lower vibration will cancel out any attempt at positivity. Well, yeah, I mean, this is just manifestation 101. I mean, essentially, the cosmos is going to mirror you, and this is it. This is the energy that's being brought forth at this time. This portal, there's something very palpable to me about this time. Like, we could all collectively, like, like not kumbaya, but like honestly, like it is possible right now to jump into this really brand new experience, this new timeline. Like it's all very possible. I just feel like this is like a rally from the universe, like a cry, like keep going, Nine of Wands, like don't stop, the wheel's turning in your favor, like it's time to jump out of this old devil energy. It's time, you can do it, right? Like I can just feel like our spiritual teams, like behind the scenes, like cheering in a stadium, like we're a soccer team down here. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think this is what the message is right now. This 1111 portal is very potent. And you're being invited, the universe is inviting you in to take advantage of all the guidance, right? So, with all of that said, that was 26 minutes. Okay. Yeah, we're going to get into the signs from here. So I will put timestamps on all of those so you can just hop over to them. This alone was a standalone reading, I guess, wasn't it? All right, I'll see you guys there. All right, Scorpio, welcome to your 1111 portal reading. So we see this is a hard stop, okay? You got the world clarified by the world in the very center. You can see here in the reading, okay? This is you, Page of Coins, Two of Wands, making a decision. If you are resonating with this whole concept of this portal, right, you understand that there's something that you desire to change, right? There's something in your experience that you wish to transmute, to transform, okay? This is Scorpio season. So something coming to a completion for you. This is about taking the actual necessary steps to stop this Queen of Swords, Ten of Swords. This is what's coming to a completion. World clarified by the world, okay? This is like that perfectionism, that old, that old thought pattern that's kind of like brought you to this place of realization that there's something you need to bring to balance and into harmony in the way that you're thinking, your thought patterns. Again, Ten of Swords, right? This has really left you, it's depletion. It's feeling defeated. And Queen of Swords, yes, she's a queen, but it's like restoring balance to those mental energies. But even a Queen of Swords can tend towards perfection, can tend towards needing things to sort of be her way or go her way. In this instance, I feel like this is you cutting out anything that's just not helping you along in your journey. It's where you're being stubborn. It's where you're holding on to things that you need to let go of. It's where it's like clear to you, Scorpio, that there's something about all of the self-talk, all of the way that you are thinking and speaking, right? Words have tremendous impact and tremendous power. We know in manifestation that words and thoughts become things, right? So this is you putting a hard stop, right? And there's going to be a little learning going on here with this page, because on the other side of the world, we see this opportunity. We see 10 of coins. Like, this is really you having the courage and the veracity to go after what it is that you want, to really come into an emotional maturity, right? And into an emotional alignment. In other words, you taking advantage of the opportunity that's being presented to you and being willing to do the work. 8 of Pentacles, Page of Coins, right? To bring this into fruition, right? To bring that wheel around, to put an end to an old cycle, to bring into manifestation something that's going to bring you into long-term happiness. And I feel like the 10 of coins in this instance, it speaks of like something even larger for you. It's like what you're meant to, it's like what you're meant to discover in this lifetime. It's like the universe saying, this is why you're here, Scorpio. This is the reason why you came into this life, was to discover this thing. And with the Queen of Wands, it's like you do have to step into this confidence. There has to be something that you leave behind in this with that back burner, right? There has to be something that you step into intuitively. I know a lot of people think the Queen of Wands is all Aries energy, but did you know it's also a third Pisces? And the King of Cups is Pisces. So there's really something about you tapping into your own intuition. It's like your own inner guidance, that inner knowing about what you want out of this life. You know what it is. You know where it is. If you want to attract a perfect partner, it all begins with you. If you want to, whatever your dreams are, again, King of Cups, it's all about really allowing yourself to dream at this time. It's really tapping into that power, right? And then being willing to like put your head down and do that work. And part of the work is through the identification process. They say that, you know, when it comes to setting intentions and with manifestation, that most of us really don't know what it is that we desire. Like, we know what we desire, but like, are you willing to really take a minute out and like sit down with a piece of paper and really search in your mind for what it is that you want, for what it is that you desire? Flesh it out, really define it, really like imagine yourself in that space, really tap into your intuition. Like what are those old dreams that you may have forgotten about or let go of from childhood, from, you know, long ago, whenever? Revisit those, because there's something about this time, this portal, this energy, Scorpio, is clear with you. With a double world, you are entering into a brand new timeline. There is something brand new, clearly indicated here, that's going to bring you into this 10 of coins. There's a long-term trajectory. Like, this is you being willing to work, right, for the rest of your life, because you've determined that you're not going to go back. You're not going to go back. It's time to move forward. And we do see you being willing to take the leap, being willing to make the decision. 2 of Wands, right? Being willing to apply a beginner's mind. Like, let's start at the very beginning, a very good place to be. I know that's a child's song, but it's like having that childlike mentality to forget what you think you know, right? And to start over. Like, start fresh, start with a clean slate. Tap into your intuition. Use your experience. Don't don't dismiss your experience. Don't throw it away. Don't forget about it. But use it to empower yourself, to catapult you and bring you into a brand new trajectory. That's it. That's your reading. Do with it what you will, Scorpio. I wish you all the best. All right, Sagittarius, this is your 11/11 portal reading. So you can see that I pulled out 5 cards in the top row and 5 cards in the bottom row. They're both Marchetti decks, okay? The top one is the Tarot of Dreams and the bottom one is the Gilded Tarot. So a lot of major arcana here. You've got the Tower clarified by Strength, the Moon clarified by Lovers, the Five of Swords clarified by Page of Swords, the Two of Cups by the Chariot, and the Empress by the High Priestess. I mean, almost all major arcana. So this is kind of a really big opportunity for you, Sag. I feel like this is you... there's a tower event, right? And don't be scared. I mean, a lot of people get very nervous when they see the tower. But I wouldn't in this scenario, because the outcome is so gorgeous. It's like you really having the inner strength and the confidence, right? And with strength under the tower, you can endure what structures are coming down around you right now. And because you know that they're going to bring you into a really, really positive vibration. This is just getting rid of old fears with the Moon and the Lovers. This is definitely making a choice to choose love over fear. No doubt about that. That's clearly a theme throughout the entire thing. Also overcoming those mental patterns, those old Five of Swords. So a lot of this is to do with the ego, and it's, a lot of the things in our external environment, again, they're just mirrors for what's going on internally. And I feel like with the Page of Swords being dead center in the middle of all this, I do feel like, Sagittarius, that you are going through a real catalyzing, a real transformation. I mean, golly, it's really just getting this message. It's like you're learning or seeing something for the first time that you never saw before. You're starting to recognize how the fears and the disillusionment are keeping you trapped in your mind, how all of the past disappointments and the past betrayals and the things that have come in your experience, have they all served to teach you now and to help you to learn to move forward. There's a lot of 2 in this, amazingly. So you do have the Two of Cups, but you also have the 2 Lovers. You have the 2 birds on the end of the sword of the Page of Swords. And you have 2 sphinxes, right, in this Chariot. And I feel like that this is all about that duality within you. It's that overcoming those fears in order to replace them with a renewal in your mind, a renewal in your heart. It's about trusting and having faith and strength, right, to move forward in this process. When things in our life come crumbling down around us, it can be very off, like throwing us off balance, right? But we do see with all of these 2s that it's like you have the ability to rebuild all of this thing. With the Empress and the High Priestess, you're really tapping in now, or having the opportunity, if you choose to tap into your inner guidance, right? You do have an understanding about that. As an Empress, you have that divine ability to rebuild and restructure. So you understand that what's coming down, is necessary because it wasn't good for you. These are situations in your life. Like if this is, we've got a lot of partnership going on here. So this could be people who are leaving your life, right? It certainly could be thought patterns. It could be your own self-concept, to be quite honest with you, because this is like you really, Sagittarius, having this choice to make about stepping into your own power, understanding your own divinity, tapping into your spiritual center, being willing to take help too, being willing to set aside your need to be in control, to sort of release and relinquish like a little piece of your ego, your own stubbornness or what have you, whatever you want to call it. Because this Empress at the end of the day and this High Priestess is you. This is who you're becoming and this is who you're attracting. This is you with the Chariot and the Two of Cups, moving towards love, moving towards partnership, moving out of fear, moving out of chaos, okay, and moving into something abundant, growing spiritually, growing emotionally, attracting new partners, new people, new help into your surroundings, really growing, really moving. A lot of major arcana. This isn't small energy. This is like this is you really being willing to face the major structures in your life that no longer serve you, and being willing to cut them out at all costs. Page of Swords, Five of Swords. There's not only an acceptance, but an embrace of this energy. This portal represents for you a time of absolute rebuilding, of absolute transformation. On the other side of this moon and the Lovers comes the Two of Cups and the Chariot. You're really moving towards love, self-love, and allowing love of others to come in. There's a true sense of healing. Excuse me. There's a sense of healing, and there's a sense of allowing a connection to be built for the first time, maybe for some of you, Sagittarius, to your own internal guidance with this High Priestess. This may be the first time that you sort of got out of that ego-centric place, and that place of illusion, that place of not you, things not really being you or resonating with you. And for the first time, being willing to lay those down, being willing to listen to something different. And it's not outside of you, it's within you, right? That it's coming through. And it's like a breakthrough. You're almost at a place where you're ready to face the shadow within you, face the old patterns, so that you can have a breakthrough. And we do see in the Chariot that you do. You pick up momentum, you pick up steam. There's a rebirth happening here, a time after transformation, and it's a journey, right? That you see the two pillars in the Lovers, right? There's a choice that has to be made in all of this, a real release, a real recognition of how you've been fooling yourself, really, is what it kind of comes down to, right? How we all do that. I mean, it's not just you, Sag, but I feel like this portal, like this is what this means for you. And you're willing to begin again. Page of Swords, going back to the beginning. Anytime we get a page that's very elemental energy, to the beginning of how you think, to the beginning of how you perceive, you're at this very distinct turning point on the journey. You are. Will you take advantage of it? Will you allow it? Will you embrace it? So that you can really elevate into this next leg of the journey, where you can really step into love, into self-love, to being able to give and receive love. So that's your message, Sag. All right, Capricorn, this is your 1111 portal reading. So I use both two Marquetti decks. The top row is from the Tarot of Dreams, and the bottom row is from the Gilded Tarot. And let's get right into it. So we had Judgment in the Palace of Wands, the Eight of Cups, and the Six of Coins, and then into the Three of Wands. So we have Judgment clarified by the Emperor. So here's how I'm reading this. All of these 10 cards to me, Capricorn, signify you needing to make a decision, you needing to make a judgment. And it's big, right? Because there's a lot of major arcana here. We've got Judgment, Emperor, Magician, Hermit, Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is turning, okay? And you need to decide. You need to make a call, okay? About what you're going to create for yourself. There's something about you pausing to get clarity from your own wisdom, from your own inspiration, certainly. There's also something about like you've taken some initial action, but like now you need to push forward, okay? Because you might come up against some resistance. And the fact of the matter is that what you're deciding is big. It's big time. Emperor and Magician. There's something that your wisdom is telling you that you need to go for, right? And I feel like you've taken the first step. In other words, you've decided that you do want to do it. But there's still something else that needs a judgment, and that is what you need to release. And we see that with the Eight of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. There's still some part of you that's indulging in like lack mentality, right? So, how far are you willing to go on this journey? How dedicated and serious are you to seeing it through? What discipline are you willing to apply, right? How much energy are you willing to give in the Six of Coins, right? And then how much, when you get the answer, right? When you get the answer from the Hermit and you receive that guidance, are you willing to listen to it? Are you willing to believe that you deserve success? As the wheel is turning, the fortune that comes to you, are you willing to receive it? Because we see in the Three of Wands, you're just kind of sitting there looking out. You've put forth some action. You've been inspired, right? In this Palace of Wands, you understand what past disappointments have come. You understand what you're walking away from and what you want to invest your energy into. Six of Coins, right? We see the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor. It's fortune. And we do see you willing to take action with the Magician and the Emperor. We see you defining what it is that you want, and you have made the decision in the Two of Wands, but now you're in this Three of Wands. And so this portal brings you to a place, Capricorn, where it's trying to like cheer you on to keep going, like keep going. Don't get stuck in self-doubt. Is there something underneath all of this in this Five of Pentacles? This energy of like unconscious beliefs, right? That tell us that we're not worthy or we're not deserving somehow of this success, of this fortune. And so we do see you sitting in the Hermit with the Eight of Cups. Are you willing to let go of those past patterns that have kind of thwarted you, that have stopped you? You're being called into judgment here, um, to recognize that there's, you've gotten the inspiration, right? You've gotten the notion, that you have all of the tools available to you to make your dreams into a reality. The only thing left that's kind of stopping you is you, right? And you do have the power within you. You do have the strength. You do have the wisdom. You do have the guidance. Uh, it's this last final push to kind of get you over the hump. And that is your own self-doubt. That's your own self-doubt because you're so powerful, Capricorn. So powerful. Are you going to take this gift that's being given to you right now is really the question. Take a minute and really decide what you want to do. The energy is ripe for you to move forward. The Wheel of Fortune is here. It's on your side. It's for your highest good. You have begun the journey. You've already begun it. Will you keep going, though, is where we kind of leave off here. And only you can answer that for you. Only you can decide, right? So this is what I got for you for your 11/11 portal. I wish you all the best, Capricorn. See you next time. All right, Aquarius, we have your 11/11 portal reading. So this is super interesting. You can see in the top row, it's all major arcana. These are major structures in your life, and it seems like herein lies a real opportunity for you to make some decisions, stepping into your power with the Emperor, okay? Declaring your sovereignty. I feel like there's also a balancing. It's clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. I think there's this balancing with the Lovers. You coming in and deciding how you want to move forward. There are relationships or circumstances in your life, Aquarius, that have been imbalanced, and we do see that the wheel's turning, right? These are likely relationships, intimate relationships, so partnerships, one-on-one relationships, inner circle, right? Inner circle. This is, work relationships, certainly, friendships, social groups, family, friends, that kind of thing. Partnerships, romantic partnerships, partnerships that have dynamics, okay, where there needs to be reciprocity, partnerships that are not, they can't be part of your future, Aquarius, because we see death in the final scene, right? We see the foundation of the tower is crumbling. We see with the Ace of Wands, there needs to be a shakeup. There needs to be a new beginning, a change after that wheel. Even with the wheel and the Five of Pentacles, they're wheels. They're two wheels. The universe wants to come in and set you on a new trajectory, on a new path. It wants to bring you into Lovers, harmony. Three of Wands, it wants you to set sail towards a new horizon, towards a new future. And something has to come to a close. Something has to end. Something that didn't have a solid foundation. Something that left you feeling unsupported, unloved, it didn't yield a result. It hasn't yielded a result. It hasn't brought you to the promised land. It hasn't fulfilled your destiny. It hasn't. You're being put onto a new path. You're being put onto a new trajectory. There's something. Knight of Wands, you're very passionate. Ace of Wands, Three of Wands, fire energy. There's passionate, there's fire underneath all of this. Over the top, it's this change, it's this upheaval, it's this shock and chaos, seemingly. But it's also emanating out of this deep love, this deep-seated knowing inside of you. You're the emperor. You're the one who has to have authority in your life. Have you allowed other people to come in and take authority over your life? That sort of an energy that can't sustain you, that can't allow you to take ownership of your life. It doesn't put you in the front seat, the driver's seat of your destiny. Something has to change. The foundations have to come down. There has to be an ending. You are on board with this, though. You see what this for what it is. You're excited, on one hand, about the possibilities that are in front of you. You're ready to go. You're ready to take action, right? You're done with fly-by-nights. You are ready for stability. You're ready to bring in Queen of Pentacles energy. This queen is fundamental to this reading. She gives you balance. She gives you nurturing of yourself, nurturing of your skills and your abilities. She understands who she is and Emperor and Queen of Pentacles. This is pre-Empress. This is you, okay, this is you expanding your feminine qualities, taking your hands off of needing to control the situation, allowing yourself to receive support. Okay, so the universe wants to come in and it wants to put you on this new timeline, in this new pathway. You have to allow it, though. You have to take the oppositional force of this tower and this death, and you have to allow it. You have to embrace it. You have to see it for what it is, that it's a gift. It's a divine gift. It's destiny. It's you deciding to get on board with it. It's you deciding to make the hard decision to see the gift in looking, in spite of the fear, in spite of the hesitation. The Knight of Wands, he's got all the armor on, right? He's ready to go. He's sitting on the horse. The chaos is in the background, right? It's in the distance. You're moving away from it, though. The tower has already fallen. There's volcanic eruptions in the background, but it sets the scene. Because now you're forced. The death has occurred. The opposition has happened. You're setting sail. You're embarking on a new journey. You've made the decision. The change has come. It's occurred. It's left you embarking on a new journey. And that's your portal reading. That's the energy that's available to you now, Aquarius. Good luck. All right, Pisces, welcome to your 11/11 portal reading. So, this is what I got for you. You can see across the top row, we had a lot of major arcana, and I used both Marquetti decks. I got Tarot of Dreams across the top and his Gilded Tarot across the bottom. So here's what's going on. Clearly, Ten of Coins, right? This is where you're headed. The Wheel of Fortune is your destiny. This is what the universe wants to bring in for you. With the Lovers, we had both Wheel of Fortune and Lovers come out. We know this is where you want to be, Pisces. We know this is your long-term fulfillment. This is your abundance, your wealth, your stable home, right? Stable relationships. This is what you would choose. This is what you would choose as an individual, Pisces. Your Ten of Coins. It's how you define it. It's where you want to go. It's what you want to be. But we see the Tower clarified by the world. There is a revelation. It comes in this portal, this energy of you're suddenly becoming aware of exactly where you want to see yourself in this world. And there's this thing that happens. It's like the way that you've been going about it, there's a revelation, there's a change, there's something that's come to a completion. The old way of heading towards your abundance, the old way of attracting what you desire, is up in the air. It's up for reevaluation. We see if you go to the Five of Wands with Temperance, right, there's a conflict, there's a change with this Tower that needs to come in, and you're conflicted. And part of this conflict is Temperance. It's this alchemizing energy. It's you taking two different approaches and trying to alchemize them. And here we find you struggling to have patience. You want to move forward. You want to take action. You know what it is that you want. You know where it is that you want to be, but the universe is saying, hey, slow down. Right in the very center of the reading, you've got the Star and the Nine of Pentacles. This is a place where you reevaluate, where you step back, where you take a different viewpoint, right? There is a healing component to it. We do know what your wishes and hopes for. We know that stability and bringing in your desires into physical manifestation is a thing. We know that we want what we want. We know that we want what we want. Sorry, that's hard to say, but there's this conflict inside of you because it's like the Tower is pulling it out from underneath you. There's a new pathway. There's a new unfoldment. You can't get there from here. You have to do something else first, and that is to take a step back and to change the way that you are valuing yourself, the way that you're thinking, the way that you're acting, the way that you are projecting out into the field what your desires are. There's something that's missing. There's something that needs healing first. There's something within you, Pisces, that has to be addressed first before you can go out and declare victory and move quickly, before you can take that action, before you can take that movement forward, before you can receive all that the universe has coming to you. And it is coming. There is a revelation about that you need to take a step back with the Star and this Temperance. You have got to do some inner work. You've got to do some inner healing, and that's what this 1111 portal is about for you. There are changes, and changes are difficult, right? There is a completion. There is a Tower event. It could be something in your external environment gets taken away. Most certainly it could. But it could also just be something that shifts within you, inside of you. And I'm inclined to think that that's what that is with the Star and this Nine of Pentacles. It's realizing your own value, your own worth. It's coming into your own alignment, right? It's not allowing your external environment always to be the dictator of you just chasing after the next big, best thing. It's you really standing in your own power and really developing your own abundance, your own independence, your own worth inside of you. It's squarely in the center. It's shifting your worldview. It's shifting your actions that you go out and you take. And we do see you being victorious. We do see you being abundant. We do see you coming into this new pathway, this new trajectory towards this 10 of coins, right? The wheel is turning. Fortune does belong to you. You are meant to have the lover that you want. You are meant to have the beautiful home, and the successful career, and and all of the accoutrements of the journey here on earth. You do deserve them, right? You do deserve them. But it's coming to that internal thing, that conflict that you still have, that voice, that seed of doubt, that whatever it is inside of you that still needs to be healed. And this portal opens you up to that knowing, to that realization, right? Something has to change. You can't continue down the same path and get what you want. If your world is not providing you with the outcome that you're desiring, this is the realization. The realization is that there has to be a shift internally. There has to be something, a pathway that you step onto, that is different, that in its unfolding, you can't miss it. The universe is here to guide you. You have a spiritual team that does that for you, and it's all working behind the scenes for your highest good. It's no doubt about it. And it is leading you to some very sudden changes. And it's you just sort of like coming into that alignment. This is a period of time of transformation at 11/11, where, you just have to make the decision to stop fighting against it, to start to go and flow with it. Success and abundance are yours, Pisces, and it is coming. All right. Good luck. Aries, welcome to your 11/11 portal reading. So Aries, we see you here very clearly working obsessively, compulsively on your coins. This is you in the world, with laser focus, expressing yourself and exactly what it is that you want. You are headed for a 10 of Pentacles, no doubt about it. This is long-term wealth and abundance, stability, relationships, possessions. It's all about what you've put into the projects, what you are willing to work on, what you are willing to invest. You're looking for a return on your investment. We see you with both this Queen of Wands and this King of Wands. So there is something in this reading about, are you taking a balanced approach? Are you becoming so overly focused on one area of life that to the exclusion of all the others? 6 of Coins and Justice, right? We do see this need for you to balance. Priestess at the beginning with Queen of Wands is showing how you express yourself to yourself. This is the inner workings, the undercurrent, the subconscious mind, the messaging that you are giving to yourself, Aries. This queen is very confident. She's very magical. She's very charismatic. Wands energy is all about fire. Aries, that's you. And this is you, and how you're conveying your desires to yourself and what you think about them. There's something in this Devil, though, that seems to have you a little bit stuck, or has you a little bit consumed, I would say. Like there's almost an obsessive compulsive quality to this, right? Like, are you giving too much energy to just one area of your life? Are you not willing to kind of balance, right? Not just the areas of life, but also the energy, right, that you're expending. Are you being treated fairly? Are you treating others fairly? Okay. There's this message that's coming in very quickly during this portal about how you can invest in your work in a new way, how you are learning through this Page of Cups and this Justice how to come into sort of an equal give and take. There's a fairness in the way, or a balance maybe in the way that you go forward. There's definitely a need to take a look, I would say, with how are you functioning as like a boss in a business setting? There's a lot of masculine energy here, a ton of masculine energy here. Maybe there's this need to balance your feminine with your masculine, where you know exactly how it is to show up in the world, to get things done, to take authority in your life and to be the master. It's like you're learning, though. There's something with this Knight of Swords, where the focus is being shown to you. There's something new that you're learning about incorporating your emotions, right, with your intellect in order to succeed, in order to build your empire towards this Ten of Pentacles, in order to gain the satisfaction, right? The highest evolution of who you can be, Aries, whether that's in your business or in your interpersonal relationships, right? There has to be a balance in giving and receiving. You can invest all day long into something, and not receive a return on it, right? If that giving, if that investment is not balanced somehow, if what you're giving your energy to is devil energy, is not allowing you to expand in other personal ways, right? And I feel like this is the Priestess and the Queen of Wands coming in and saying that there's something here that's maybe maybe being shown to you for the first time about how you need to come into this really balanced place between your masculine and your feminine, right? Allowing the world to, like, becoming more vulnerable in a sense, right? To show your vulnerability, to show your understanding, your caring, your giving side, being able to give to a situation and not always be taking from it, or vice versa, whichever you resonate more with. But there is a heads down. There's a learning. There's an evolution. You can see it goes from the 6 to the 7 to the 8 of coins, right? So you're expanding, you're learning. There's something new that is being brought to you, and you're up leveling, right? You are in a place where you need to consider all aspects, both sides of a coin. You need to see both sides of an argument, both perspectives. In partnership, you've got to understand that, we can't just always be led along by external forces. Sometimes we have to put our foot down, King of Wands, and take control of our destiny, right? And we do see you understanding that, learning that, like understanding that moving forward, in order to overcome any sort of energy that may in the past have kept you stuck or kept you from expanding into this long-term stable energy, this place where you do want to be. What that is, and it's like you're now willing to accept this cup. There's a new perspective. Again, there's a justice, there's a balance in your relationships. It's the way that you interact with those people who are around you, whether in business or in family or in your romantic partnerships. There's something brand new coming across, and it's going to allow you to actually, it's counterintuitive. It makes you think initially that going down this path might cause you to weaken, to become weak in your stance, in your viewpoint. But in fact, what it does is it actually enables you to gain confidence, and to ultimately it leads you into this long-term Ten of Pentacles. And it all has to do with this reciprocity, with this equal give and take, with you reviewing and renewing your ideas about what it means to be in partnership with others. Okay, so that is what I have for you. This is the energy that's available to you, Aries, in this 1111 portal. I hope it was helpful. Take care. Taurus, I need to do a little intro to your 1111 portal reading. Listen, I called you Aquarius, okay, 3 different times during this reading. I deeply apologize for doing that. Like, I promise you, whenever I was with Spirit and dealing out the cards, I was referring to you as Taurus, and for some kind of a reason, I started calling you Aquarius. So I just want to know you to know that I acknowledge that I've done that. But the reading was so beautiful. I wanted you to have it. It is your reading, Taurus. It's not, I kept calling you Aquarius. It's not for Aquarius. It's for Taurus. I want you to have the message that Spirit wanted me to give you. And so I hope you'll accept my apologies on this. All right, here you go. Aquarius, welcome to your 1111 portal reading. So clearly what we have going on here, Aquarius, is that you've got a new perspective coming in, definitely. This Page of Cups, it's the beginning of something new. You could be, with the Hermit, your psychic abilities could be actually coming online at this time, but definitely with this Tower, there is a new perspective. Something is definitely changing for you. Your foundation is sort of crumbling, and it seems like you're rebuilding something very successful, very new. Based on your own internal guidance, your own inner wisdom, you are getting messages. Again, these seem like psychic downloads or intuitive messages, and you may not fully understand them yet. It's a page, but that's okay. Keep going. We do see this victory. We do see this success. It becomes stable. It's after the Tower. You become a little bit you become rattled, but then there's a stability that sets in. You're being illuminated, the sun, you're given downloads, you're given information. You're working hard to expand yourself, right? There is something definitely about this that's burdensome, for sure, until you incorporate it into your everyday existence and give it time. Though Tree of Life is really just about, there's nothing you need to do except continue to breathe, right? So you focus your energy in this 10 of Wands. You keep working, you keep treading the path, but you can lighten the load. 8 of Wands, because more information is coming, and the more information that comes, the faster that it comes, and the more that you allow it in, the easier it becomes. It leads you to this 10 of Cups. There's great fortune after difficulty, right? There's great happiness. There's justice. It begins to even out. You start to feel relaxed. You start to feel like the energy is even keeled, like you're okay. So there is a period in this 1111 portal where you've got a lot of different elements coming together, but I think overall we see you really handling it. We see you leaning into it with trust and with faith. There's inner knowing, there's inner guidance. You feel like some of this load becomes lighter after you just allow the enlightenment to come in. You just sit and you allow it to to spread throughout your being, right? You adjust to it. We see you adjusting to it. It's going to lead you ultimately to your own fulfillment, your own happiness. This is ultimately going to bring you into alignment with your purpose, with this could be your life purpose being revealed to you, to be honest with you. This is a whole shift within you, a complete shift. At the beginning, you're just a page, but when you end, you've really taken on quite an expansion. There's a lot of information coming at you, and you ascend on this tree of life. You become this very happy and fulfilled person. This is going to be evidenced by your external environment, and so your relationships are going to evolve. You're going to have opportunities come across your path as a result of this this upgrade, this up level. Again, it can be a little destabilizing at the beginning. It can come in suddenly and shockingly. You may not even know where this change is coming from, for heaven's sakes. But it does infuse you with excitement. There's Sun and Six of Wands, like you're excited to go on this new journey. And you just need to remind yourself that, as the information comes in, take it in pieces, take it little by little. Don't be afraid to go into hermit mode periodically. You've got to digest what's coming at you. The Sun is giving you a lot of downloads right now. It's giving you a lot of enlightenment. This is your enlightenment, to be honest with you. For any Aquarius, this may resonate with. This is your path. This is your purpose. This is why you came. You're fulfilling your destiny. This is 10 of Cups. This is a brand new cycle opening up to you. A lot of information coming in very, very quickly. You're expanding. You're needing to keep focused. You're needing to move forward, but we see you doing that. There's a successful integration between what is coming up through you, what is being shown to you. You're learning, you're taking it on, you're inquisitive, you're like going back to a childlike phase. This is a time for learning, for integrating, for opening up to your intuition, for opening up to your psychic gifts, okay, to evolve, to grow, to become. You're becoming. There's nothing you need to do. There's nothing you need to worry about. This is all going to balance itself out for you. Just keep breathing. Just keep being. To make sure you stay in spiritual practice. This is a time, if you don't already have a practice, like maybe meditation or mantras, or taking some quiet time out, walking in nature, right? Getting out in nature. I'm definitely using the sun. You need sun. You need sunlight. These are downloads. This is the universe imbuing you with a new energy, with a new radiance. You're going to come out of this extremely, extremely happy. This is going to really bring you into a happy emotional space. It's an evolution. It's a journey. You'll get there though. Aquarius, this is really amazing. I love this. This is good stuff. I hope this helped somebody out there, and best of luck to you. See you next time. All right, Gemini, this is your 11/11 portal reading. So we've got a really straightforward message here. You see the Seven of Wands into Temperance, into the Hermit. We've got the Tree of Life and the Four of Swords. This is all about you bringing almost this, you're the alchemist, you're alchemizing. There's this need to integrate what we see on one side, the left, the Seven of Wands with the Knight of Cups, and all the way to the right, the Four of Swords with the Three of Swords. And so there's just something about, you're going through definitely a period of learning, a period of introspection. You're being called to judgment, meaning that there is a culmination of all of this energy, right? All of the love and all of the hate, all of the duality, right, that's gone on, all of the past heartache, all of the past love, all of the past pain. There's a transmutation, something about going into your quiet space, into that internal wisdom. There's something that wants to be birthed, that wants to come up out of you. The Hierophant is your teacher. The Hermit is your teacher. These are, you're alchemizing the external influences with the Hierophant and the internal guidance, your own inner wisdom with the Hermit, right? In Temperance and Judgment, there's a reckoning. There's something within you that Seven of Wands, you're determined. There's a determination. There's an offer being made to you here. You see the Knight of Cups, and you're determined to bring this into your reality. You're determined to take all of the learning and all of the inspiration and to alchemize it, to bring it together. To Temperance, there's a tempering, bringing spirit into matter. You're bringing down this divine wisdom that's within you, and you see yourself in this tree of life with this Queen of Cups. It's quite beautiful. We see you understanding that there's nothing that you actually need to do, that all of this comes from just a space of being. It's this Queen of Cups, it's self-love. It's coming into a very harmonious, balanced, and receptive mode of this Queen. And it all has to do with love. It all has to do with emotion. It's balancing the head and the heart. It's pausing, Hermit and Four of Swords, taking a time out, rest and rejuvenation. You already have the answers. They lie within. There's a judgment. There's a reckoning. You see in the Four of Swords that there's Three of Swords, and this person is sleeping on their Ace of Swords. They're sleeping to be infused with the truth, with a revelation. Past pain and in the past wounding that you've carried around with you, Gemini, through your entire life, through this whole tree of life, it's ready to be purged. It's ready to be called forth and dealt with. You're ready to deal with it. You're ready to accept who you are, to take into accounting all of the things in your environment that you had put your belief in and you'd put your energy in, that informed you and told you who you were, that defined you, and it's re-identifying, it's realigning, it's making a decision to reject anything that no longer aligns with you. There's a new Knight of Cups. There's a new offer. There's a new perspective. There's a new way that you're seeing yourself for the first time. You're breaking open your own heart. You're going in. You're receiving divine guidance. You're accepting yourself for who you are. This is who you are. You are no longer going to be overcome by things in your external environment. In fact, you no longer even need to defend your external environment. Your external environment no longer has a hold on you. You've come to a higher place of recognition through the Hermit, where you belong in the tree of life, that you are a divine being, that you don't need anyone else to define who you are, that you know who you are. You're in touch with your inner being, your inner divinity. You're being called forth into this Queen of Cups. You're up leveling from this Knight to this Queen. You're going into an elevated place, and all that you need to do is just go within and be still. Be still your beating heart. When you love someone, let them go. You're letting go of people and places and situations that no longer align with you. You are aligning to yourself. You are stepping into your own wisdom. This is a purging, a forging. You're being forged through fire. You're overcoming old patterning, old thought patterning. You're overcoming. You're being called to judgment. You're judging for yourself who you are. You are. This is a self. This is an epiphany of who you are. You're coming into alignment with you. You are your own teacher. And you belong here. Yeah, Gemini. This is your portal reading. I hope it helped. Take care. Cancer, this is your 11/11 portal reading. We see you here definitely understanding what it is that you want, right? What you desire, but there are opposing forces while you're trying to keep yourself sort of calm and centered, and emotionally centered and stable. There's also part of you that's prone to getting overly emotional and sort of sometimes getting ahead of yourself, right? Knight of Wands underneath this Nine of Cups, you know exactly what it is that would bring you into a fulfillment, an emotional fulfillment. But you're hasty, right? You're hasty. And so this Emperor wants to sort of bring you back down to your center. It's about getting grounded, being stable, making calculated decisions, taking calculated risks, okay? Not getting ahead of yourself, not being hasty, right? Moving in a slow and methodical manner, taking opposing forces and alchemizing them, bringing them together, temperance, having patience, okay? Having a game plan, knowing exactly what it is that you desire, and then carving out steps in order to get to that place, bringing your emotions and your mind into equilibrium, into balance, into calmness, into harmony. There's a learning element with this page, and then clarified by this Five of Wands and this King of Cups, right? You're still in a place at this energy where there's something new coming in, and there's some learning that needs to be done. Don't jump the gun. Get a plan, put a plan together, because you're trying to balance out spirit and matter. You're conflicted. You're conflicted because on one hand, you understand that you have a learning process that has to happen first, before you can become a king, right? A king is a mature energy. You're learning how to balance and harmonize your emotions, right? We've got a Queen of Cups and a King of Cups. Okay, this is about alchemizing. This is becoming the lovers. This is maturing into a lover's energy. There's something within you that's growing, that's expanding, that's becoming an authority in your own life, right? But sometimes you start down a path too hasty without a plan, and you end up getting side railed, right? And then you have to go back to the beginning again. This is about staying the course. This is about having a long-term plan, knowing how you're going to get from A to B, following the plan, not skipping steps, not trying to do the quick overnight, sensation. This is really tapping into your intuition. The universe is giving you a gift. It's giving you information, picking up on the information and synthesizing it, and understanding that you can't rush things. You just can't rush things. When you bring something into your physical reality, you have to start at the beginning. You can't skip steps, Cancer. That's all I can say here. I mean, this is kind of a straightforward reading. There's not a whole else there. Define your goals. Define what they are. Put them on paper. Actually write them down. You have the Emperor twice. So this is about bossing up. This is maybe becoming your own boss. This is leaving behind anyone else external to you who's trying to tell you how to do things. You can be the boss of your own life. You're the authority. You are sovereign. You're a sovereign being. You're excited to go on this journey. There's something new here, okay? There's something new here. And you're just in your element. You're just figuring out how to bring down whatever this inspiration is. And you're willing to fight for it. You're willing to go after it. No one is going to stop you. You feel empowered. You feel confident. You feel bold. At the same time, there's something to be said about having a gentle approach, right? Tempering your feminine and masculine energies. That's another thing. Don't... knowing when to push and knowing when to hold back. There's something you're learning here. There's something you're learning here about how to navigate your life, how to navigate with the Six of Swords, coming into calmer waters, moving away from always butting heads with people, learning how to be diplomatic, right? Learning how to respect authority and at the same time be sovereign in your own authority, right? There's a fine dance. There's a subtlety. You're learning subtlety. You're learning craft here. Not to be so brash, not to be so brazen, to be subtle, to be elegant. Learning how to put on an air like the King of Cups, right? Maturity and decision making, keeping calm, being discerning, being fair, okay? Cancer, these are all the kind of energies that are coming up for you surrounding this 1111 portal. I hope this helps. Take care. All right, Leo, welcome to your 1111 portal reading. So this is a very interesting one, very different from the other signs. We see you like being given this brand new opportunity for your wealth, for coins, for abundance. There's something, you see there's just coins and pentacles all over this reading. It's about you having a shift, a major shift. That the universe is coming in to show you something, that your cup can be overflowing, that you're no longer going to have to be struggling. Four of Coins, Five of Swords. You don't have to take underhanded tactics to gain wealth, right? You don't have to be a miser. You don't have to hold back. You don't have to worry about somebody stealing from you. You're being gifted with something that's going to prove to be very abundant, that's going to bring you to a long-term King of Pentacles type of a situation. You're coming to the world, right? So there's some new learning. Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles, right in the very center of the reading. You're starting again in order to complete a cycle. There's an old way of doing things that's coming to an end. You don't have to do them anymore. You understand that when you invest in the right people, in the right circumstances, in the right product, in the right opportunities, that is what's going to yield your results. It's going to be long-term stability. And you don't have to worry anymore. You can put down the swords. You don't have to fight people. You don't have to worry about getting breadcrumbs. You don't have to worry about underhanded tactics or people stealing from you. You don't have to fight. You don't have to be in conflict. You don't have to hold on to a lack mentality, right? These are all learning curves that you have already been through, and you're coming out on the other side, Leo. The universe is showing you something now. There's a new way. There's a new way. You understand that when you invest in quality people and you take advice from people who when you follow advice, I want to reframe that. Not only when you take advice, but when you follow the advice of somebody, it's like you're looking at somebody, this King of Pentacles, and you're seeing, who does he have himself surrounded with? What is he doing? There's something out in this world, Leo. There's like, you're being gifted with a new perspective. And it's very abundant. It's extremely abundant. It's going to bring you into not only like a long-term prosperous condition, but there's also something about your learning how to trust your emotions when you're making financial decisions. It's like you're up leveling into this Nine of Coins. This is a very abundant condition. Maybe you're meeting somebody, Three of Cups, and you're crossing paths with somebody. I feel like it's this King of Pentacles. And you stick with him and you learn from him. You pay attention. All of a sudden, the universe is giving you this new template to work out of. Your desire is to become financially abundant, to become wealthy, to become independent. And suddenly you realize that when you invest in the right things, you see those returns. There's definitely a gift. Page of Cups, Ace of Cups. This is definitely this is a gift from the universe. You're going to be gifted with wealth. You're going to be gifted with coins, more than you need. You don't need to worry about it anymore. You don't have to hold on. You don't have to worry about scarcity. You don't have to worry about people stealing from you. That's all over. That mentality is being transformed in your world. There's something new on the horizon. You're rising. You're going to graduate. You're going to learn, and this, taking this path, taking this new trajectory, puts you on a path from the apprenticeship of the page, and it leads you to the long-term stability of a king. There could be a reunion. There could be somebody who comes back around, definitely. It could also be the case that you come to an emotional conclusion that whatever is in the past is in the past. You're willing to drop it. You're willing to let it go. You don't have to hold on to past disappointments or somebody in the past who stole from you or somebody in the past who betrayed you. You don't have to worry about that anymore. You're seeing something in a new way. There's something being revealed to you. You begin to step into your own belief, the belief in yourself that you can be abundant, you can be independently wealthy, right? There's something, you're growing. It's beautiful. There's a long path in front of you, and you're on the right track. The universe is here to tell you you're thinking correctly now. You want to do things above board. You don't want to take shortcuts. You want to make sure that you're learning all of the details, right? All of the details. In order to bring these things down into your reality, there is a process that you have to follow, and you're willing to do that process now. You're willing to release people, places, situations, or anything really in your life that does not vibrate with where you're going. Anything that's low vibrational, it's time to cut that thing out. It's time to move on. You're in a new place, and you're seeing it for the first time. There's something being gifted to you, and you know that this is the right path for you. It's very clear to you. You know where you're headed, you know what it looks like, and you know what you desire. And there's going to be celebration at the end of this, huge celebration. The people that you go into business with will bring you abundance. They will help you to reach your goals. You need to learn from them. You need to watch them. All right, this is what I have for you, Leo. I hope that it helps. Good luck. All right, Virgo, welcome to your 11/11 portal reading. This seems like a really specific reading for somebody, so it may not resonate for everyone, but this is what came out, you guys. So we see in this first scene, we're in this Palace of Swords, and this is the Marchetti deck, Tarot of Dreams. Palace of Swords is this ability to stand back and to see the big picture very, very clearly without any interference from emotions. It's a strictly rational space, right? And we see with this Four of Pentacles, there's a lot of coins here. You see the Four of Pentacles, the Seven of Coins, the Five of Pentacles, okay? There's something about working on having wealth, maintaining wealth. You had wealth, okay? There was something you worked hard to accumulate wealth, but with the Four of Pentacles, you're worried that somebody could steal it from you. And in fact, I think that for anyone that this actually has happened to, it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So number one is, from the Palace of Swords, is understanding the big picture, that whatever you think can be manifest into reality, right? The Magician is the manifestor card. So be careful what you're thinking of. Be careful that you are not focusing on losses with the Five of Pentacles, because what could actually happen is that when we become overly identified with our coins, when we put all of our eggs into that basket, when the whole purpose for our being becomes money, what can happen is catastrophe can come in. And I feel like in this reading, it could be a warning, or it could have actually happened. So Virgo, be warned. You know, this whole lack mentality, this whole worrying about not having enough, it needs to come to, it has to go away. It has to die. It needs to stop. There's something where you need to learn how to think differently. The Page of Cups, there's a renewal in your thought processes. You understand that the universe is giving you a gift of how to, Palace of Swords, rethink your ideas when it comes to abundance and wealth. In order to create the wealth that you want, we need to clean up our mental processes, okay? We need to get out of these old patterns of thought, this old habitual thinking where you need to hoard wealth or you need to hang on to wealth, okay? When we hold on to wealth, when we are worried that wealth is going to be taken from us, you know, that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. We manifest that in real life. And so we see you in this King of Wands really needing to strengthen your resolve, okay? This is all about coming into a new place, a new way of being. This Page of Cups, it comes in to show you that being a miser, I hate that word, right? But it's traditionally associated with the Four of Pentacles, is in direct opposition to this Three of Cups. What you're learning how to do is to come into this inner knowing through strength, this belief, this transformation of your mind, right? To stop all of this worry and all of this subconscious belief patterning that's keeping you stuck in lack, and instead moving into a more open space where you're opening yourself, open up to, share your abundance with the world, celebrate, bring in your friends, give freely from your heart. When you do that, the more you give, the more can be returned to you. This is manifestation, right? This is the law of correspondence. This is cosmic law. And this is really upping your game, Virgo. This is really stepping into your authority. Become generous of heart, I guess is how you would say that. there's a transformation. There's a realization with this portal about what you really need to change here in this thought process. That when you're trusting in the universe for your supply, that the universal supply is infinite, it's abundant, it can never expire, it never runs out. And so this is strengthening your resolve. This is changing your whole pattern of thought. This is you stepping into your powers to manifest the wealth that you desire. And it really has less to do with how much effort and work and toil that you put into your work, and more about these mindsets, more about this generous heart. There's something about this generous heart, giving in order to receive. The universe is going to reward you for this strength, right? For this transition, for this transformation. There's a transformation in the way that you're approaching money. And we know that when we change our approach to money, then we change our approach to our own value. We become elevated into kings. We become elevated into these courageous warriors. We can go forth confidently on the planet and not have to worry, because we know that the universe has our backs. This is what I have for you, Leo. I hope that it is helpful. It's your advice for this 11/11 portal. Take care. Okay, Libra, here is your 11/11 portal reading. This is an interesting one, I'm not gonna lie. Holy moly. So we do have a 7 of Cups next to the Fool, the Devil, the Hanged Man, and Justice. Woo, that's a lot of major arcana, you guys. So yeah, 7 of Cups, right? Like having options and wanting a new beginning. Definitely tapping in to your intuition, with the High Priestess, to make a choice. Having too many options. Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, sorry. Head over heart decisions. The Fool and the Devil. Taking a leap into a new relationship that may keep you in a pattern of an old pattern of a devil pattern, right? Hanged Man and Justice, having to rethink things. 3 of Swords. Geez, Libra, you've got 2 Justice cards at the end, so you do seem to balance it out. But you do seem to be in a bit of a pickle. You are trying to rethink. There's something, there's some old devil patterns that have brought you into 3 of Swords. So these are all of the old addictions and all of the old, things that have you tied and bound. These are bad habits. These are bad relationships. You're trying to tap in. You don't know how to make a decision. You want to just go on a new adventure, but you're trying to be smart about it. There's something about tapping into your intuition to gain clarity, and not allow your emotions to overcome your judgment. I feel like with this one, we see you needing to gain a new perspective on how you get yourself entangled. That's what it is. All right, Libra, this is crazy. Right in the center of that reading is that Devil and that Queen of Cups. The Justice always, Justice and Queen of Swords kind of goes together, right? This is taking a very rational, logical approach to your decision making, because, you are executing a judgment call on something. You are using experience, right, in order to come to clear decisions, and using those clear decisions, those rationalizations, those judgments to reach a fair conclusion. So here's what I'm going to say about this. I believe this has to do with changing your MO. For those of the Libras out there who, I mean, because listen, Libra, I fully understand, right? We want a romantic beginning. We want to go after all the things that are enticing. You know, these are the patterns that we find ourselves in. We're drawn to the same bad relationship over and over and over again, right? These are people who are constantly leaving us in this heartbroken state, and there's something that we're fighting within ourselves, right? Like there's that Queen of Swords that's like, no, don't do it, right? And the Fool just wants to take this leap of faith, you know, because something just looks so good. It's so tempting, and it's so hard sometimes, Libra, to cut out these old patterns, these old entanglements, these old proclivities. But you're using your High Priestess, you are using your intuition. There's something different now. There's something different about this now, where you are heading into a different pattern. You are ready to gain a new perspective. You're ready to look very critically, okay, at your relationships. And this can be any kind of relationship, but certainly our one-on-one relationships. So the people that we find ourselves over and over and over again too. It's like the same pattern that repeats, right? And it always leads to heartbreak. It always leads to disappointment. It always leads us astray every single time we jump off the cliff in faith. And so this time, this portal, you're getting a very clear message about how you can change that, about how you can use your faculties and your gifts to change your situation, to change your outcome, to something that's going to serve you, something that is going to lead you to stability, to emotional stability. Aha. Yes, there's an overcoming aspect here. There's an identifying, there's an identification, where you have, perhaps in the past, you've gone for things because they look good at the outset. The grass always looked greener, right? This is making decisions in the past that were based on emotions or attachments, right? Constantly attracting the same situations. So these were cycles that you were on for a while, like the same job. If this isn't like, right, you apply it to any area of life. It's like you would go round and round attracting the same kinds of people into your life, whether it was bosses or coworkers or friends or lovers. It doesn't matter. This is opening your eyes to the reality of the situation. You're not willing to settle anymore. You're gaining this clarity, this Queen of Wands. Like, you've got life points, like you've got experience points now. Like, you know better. And you're in a Queen of Cups now. Like, you have a higher value of yourself. Like, you're wiser now. You know that engaging and indulging in those same old routines you know where it's going to lead you. And double justice is you doubling down and making finally the decision that's going to save yourself from any further heartbreak, from any further disappointment. This is you finally getting the message. This is you finally listening to your intuition. When your intuition tells you not to go, you finally know not to go. You're finally heeding the call. You're finally doing it, Libra. This is what the portal is gifting you with, is the ability to overcome the devil. Congratulations, you did it. Take care.